Hello, everybody. Hope everyone had a good week. This is my discussion for the eyewitness testimony. One factor that contributed to the misidentification would be stress and trauma. During the assault, she was under extreme stress, which affected how her memory perceived information despite trying to remember the attacker's face, even with the lights being on. The trauma ultimately perceived everything differently. Another example would be that the way law enforcement handled the identification process, she worked with a sketch artist, which ended up looking like the perpetrator, but during a photo lineup, they ultimately ended up choosing the person who most likely looked like the composite sketch. Another additional factor that contributed to the misidentification was cross-racial identification difficulty. The victim was a white female and her attacker was a black man, and research shows that people are generally less accurate at identifying individuals of a different race. So that is an additional factor there. So a reform solution that police could have used differently would be a double-blind sequential lineup. So ultimately that means that the officer conducting the lineup does not know who the suspect is, which prevents unintentional cues. And the sequential part of that means that photos are shown one at a time instead of all at once, reducing the comparison. And an example would be that the perpetrator might not be present during that time. And eyewitness testimony should not be enough alone to send somebody to prison. Basically, with that being said, the victim was sincere, confident. She testified, and she truly believed that this individual was her attacker, and come to find out that she was wrong. So with eyewitness accounts, they should have supporting evidence, not just one look at an individual and basically end up ruining their life.